And it's live. Once again, we're here live. It was a long time ago. And yeah, good evening, everybody. My name is Tom. I am right now coming to you live from. My beard looks kind of messy, but yeah, coming to you live from Portugal. And it's just a couple of days before going home. I was actually supposed to be home already in my home country, but things changed a little bit. And oh, wow. I mean, where can I start? It's been quite a summer. It's definitely been quite a summer. And I don't know, I just got this like very much of an urge to just sit and talk with myself and make this recording. Nobody's gonna watch it anyway. And I mean, maybe someone, but it's like everything about this channel is like it's just nothing in particular. There's no niche, there's no aim anymore. It's just purely self-expression of just whatever I'm going through. I'm just sometimes releasing some thoughts, basically. And yeah, it's been great. I mean, I came here. I don't know. Maybe I should take it in like a chronological order, somewhat of in chronological order to like for whoever watch, for whoever may follow, um, get an idea like what's been happening like the past month more. I mean, it's basically like 6 weeks I'm here, and yeah, I just have a lot of things on my mind. I have, just like always, in a way, I have like 100 things going through my mind. I arrived here and I was so excited. I was so excited. I arrived on July 19th, like a week before my birthday, kind of. And that was like a great start. I mean, I was so excited. Everything went so smooth here. The day after, I even released my music the same evening that I arrived, like my album. And I will get more into that later, about the creative aspects of my being or whatever I'm doing. But anyway, I just realized that something was off when I arrived. And I found out the day after. Like, I went on a huge, long jogging the morning after, like on the Saturday, July 20th. And I came back and I was getting ready to go out and meet one of my best friend who was here from he's living in a small town close to the border of Spain, where I went like a couple of weeks later. Actually, it was great there. But yeah, I had been pickpocketed. Somebody had stolen my wallet, and that was like such a downer moment. I didn't I mean, I did lose money, cash, my currency, not euros, but equal to euros. I lost maybe like 50, 60 euros. that's been in my wallet for a long time. It was some photographs, driver license, and bank card. But everything that should be sold. I mean, it has been sold. I mean, I have had other resources to solve this, to be able to finance my stay here, and I've been wasting, not wasting, but I've been spending a lot of money here, while I mean, just like, of course, that was like a little bit of a downer situation, but I didn't let. I was sure I was not gonna let that affect my stay here. Basically, I was like, okay, I am going to make this as I planned anyway, and I did. And there's a lot of stuff that have happened. I released the album, I released my single, I released my poetry book, and this is fine. I mean, I didn't expect any kind of what should I say? I didn't expect any kind of reaction basically to it, because I'm low key with my stuff. I don't really throw it out there. I don't throw it out on social media necessarily a lot. I may mention it somewhere in a story or something like that, but then there's realized there've been some problem about my upcoming semester. Sorry for being like kind of a low energy, but the truth is that I've been the last week, because I've been going through some stuff in my relationship, and which is better now, but I it's just a lot of stuff that have happened, and but I have had a great time. I mean, I've been on the beach so much. I just been hanging out. I just been having beers with me on the beach. I've been going out with my friends. I've been really working. One thing that I have actually like, that I will take with me when I'm go back, is like people that are really close to me, people that are, how I realize what kind of a network, or like what kind of a social life I have here compared to my home country. Like here, I feel really, I really worked on that, and I've been really, really enjoying and happy seeing people that I feel that actually care about me. That has been like so, it's been very beautiful, and been very, very much of a joy. It's been very much of a joy, because the truth of the matter, like basically, where I'm at, like studying now and going back to that, I know it's going to be really, really lonely, and I don't really have a lot of friends. I mean, I have a few, but not like here, and like nothing like here. And I'm like in this situation, like I have people from my country living here that I getting closer to, got closer to, and I feel like I'm going to miss them. I'm going to miss other people, locals or other internationals living here that I'm friend with, and have kind of like built up some kind of a real friendship with, and then have to leave that, and not knowing when I'll come back, or if I will be able to come back, because I have a lot of things to work on now and coming back, you know. So of course, I mean, naturally I'm thinking about maybe I should be here. But I know also that sure, living in a, this is what I wanted to move away from, I didn't want to live in a big city anymore, so I moved to where I'm living now in Sweden. in a city outside of my university city, like very small town, not very small town, but it's relatively compared to Porto and Portugal. In this city, it's a small town, obviously, and that's what I wanted, and I did. But of course, coming back here, you realize that sure you miss it here, but there's like few things that I don't like here also. For example, the tourism here is just so much, and it's getting more and more crime. I feel it's getting more and more tension here, you know what I mean? And there's like not a whole lot of nature, which is something that I would like to, that I also miss. Like Sweden has a lot of nature, and here you basically need a car for that. But to be honest, right now, I just last week, or yeah, last week, last 2 weeks or what, I just been feeling just very, very lost, to be honest. And that can be a scary place, but it's not too scary for me because I've been there before, and I know what's waiting around the corner, and I but it's not pleasant, you know, it's not pleasant place to be. But I mean, I've been there being lonely. I mean, like I've been very, very lonely in my life, and like kind of going back to that, going back to the loneliness compared to where I've been now for these past weeks or month, basically, it's going to be such a change. And but that's all right. I mean, that's just my trip, basically. You know, everybody have their journey, and we gotta do what we gotta do. You know, we essentially that's what it gets down to. You know, you cannot just hang on to whatever is comfortable. It's and then you're going to be ruined if you're just hanging on to what is comfortable because it works for the moment, but you know long term it's not going to be beneficial. But like I said, sure, I really thinking about like maybe this is my place anyway. But then again, I have a step, you know, like I said, there was some issues about, okay, I can be honest. On that bad day when I arrived, it was a great day, don't get me wrong, but I was pickpocketed, and it was the same day that I flew here. I also forgot to accept the courses that I was admitted to. And that kind of screwed up a lot of things, but fortunately it has solved as late as today, to be honest. And that was obviously a relief to know now that I'm going back and I will have these basically this amount of credit that you need per semester. Um, but I am late, you know, I may be late for some courses, but I have informed, and that's going to be all right. Um, but I can tell you that there's like for everybody, you know, whatever situation or wherever you are in life, to some degree, we're all stressed, we are all confused, we are all questioning where we're going. But I kind of have more and more answers and more of a clear idea what I would wish for myself, because that's also the truth, you know. Even if you are in a relationship, even if you are in a situation where you feel like you have to support someone else, or obviously if you having family is one thing, But if you always, you gotta think about what can you do to contribute for yourself to be stable on your own. Because that gets back to what I said, you cannot just always do what is comfortable and for somebody else, because then you may be in trouble in the end. So with that said, the job that I'm thinking for the future is going to have obviously an that's going to direct kind of a lot, whatever happens, wherever, you're having, imagine you're having a job, you're stuck in one place, for example, and you don't know what that place is actually going to give you. And then you may have a job that is outside of this place in another kind of country or in another city, probably maybe it's more likely like in another city, and that will take you there because that gives you some stability. That is obvious. But yeah, it's kind of nice to just sit here, in my loneliness and like resonate with myself. I have been thinking about like what it would be like if I went back here. And I have some requirements if I did go back here. And I'm not going back here like I did now this summer. I'm talking about like going back here because if I would go back here, then it's like for real. But things change, things can change so much, imagine I could go back now and study and work really hard to finish these studies, because that is my step now, I just want to finish that. And then things can change so much, you imagine I could get a job that is just very inspiring and amazing, that just takes me to a city that I never thought where I could end up. Because to be honest, that's a little bit how my life has been, and it's been really like a weird ride. It's not been like many people, for example, if I think about people in my family, my past, and my old friends, for example, it's nothing like that. And I don't know why it's like that, but I am, yeah, that's kind of scary, I he's anxious in a way, but not anxious, I do get anxious, sure, maybe I am a little bit now, I don't know, but not, I don't get really that anxious anymore. What I do is I get really anxious if I've been drinking a lot. The day after I get very anxious, and I get very, or I actually I get more depressed. But not just for having a glass of wine like this, I'm talking about like if I've been out the whole day or the whole night, I'm talking like that. um, but yeah, speaking of that, I am very motivated to kind of make some health changes with myself also, by going back and be very focused about doing these studies now, because I cannot go anywhere before I manage to finish that, have an income, and work on my health. But that's the thing with me. Sometimes I feel like I say things and I don't live up to that, and that's something that I don't like about myself. You see, I'm a very self-critical person, but I'm also a very happy person, and I'm a very loving full person. I'm a very giving person to the people that I trust and the people that I love and care for. That's really truth. Yeah, but we're making it up here to 20 minutes. I don't know if I should go any longer. I mean, all I gotta say is that I've been having an absolutely amazing summer. I've been going out to these amazing places. I've had an amazing birthday. I think my birthday party was not really on, or maybe it was. I don't really remember. I think it was not exactly on. No, it was the day before my actual birthday. It was my birthday was on a Sunday and it was on a Saturday. So I invited people to this specific restaurant, very nice place. Like this, it's funny. One of my, I'm not like a huge flower, or I like nature. I like plants and flowers. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like a nerd. But there is one particular flower here in Portugal that is very, very amazing when it's flowering. And that was there. It was like a huge one. It's kind of this climbing plant, whatever it's called. I don't know. Um, yeah, and people came there for me, and it was a lot of people. It was great. It was absolutely great. Few people couldn't come. That is acceptable, but I also made the invitation very late. I did it on Friday, the day before. Can you believe it? That's how I can be sometimes. Not really good, not very good plan. But the reason for that is that we were just trying to figure out, okay, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna invite people home, or are we gonna really go somewhere? But then where are we gonna go? But then I had this idea about a place that I always wanted to go, and it turned out to be this place here very locally in a specific part of the town that I go to or hang out more than, because I think you can kind of like divide the city into, like, if you think about downtown, you have really down by the river, you have the eastern part, and I normally prefer to hang in the western part. So to make it just very simple, without mentioning any particular streets or areas, but just say the western part. But if you're interested, absolutely, I would tell you for sure, just to make it more simple. Um, I have not written much. I have not played much guitar. A little bit, but not much. I've been listening to Beach Boys basically every day because I just been very upset. I mean, obsessed, basically, with Beach Boys for some reason. Now, I mean, just this summer we went to my parents' place. We saw a documentary about Beach Boys, and I kind of started to listen to Beach Boys more and more this spring. And now I was just completely into that this whole summer, and it's been just great. I've been, like I mentioned, I just been hanging out at the beach a lot. Not swimming very much. I obviously not surfed. I don't surf. But I've been just laying there reading, having some beers with me. Been there for the basically like half day. After going to some restaurant, depending where I've been, which beach I've been to. I've been more in the south. Then I just went to some restaurant and then gone home and met up some friend in the evening. The next day I just been maybe home reading, went out somewhere, met some friend again, been on my own. Always been on my own, all very much, of course, but yeah, it. I should not complain, I should definitely not complain about anything. It's just these questions that I have in my head all the time, and but we all have them, and what we all just gotta do is to stick to what we gotta do and keep focused like as much as we can and move forward. I say it again, or maybe I didn't even say it, but I say it to my friends and they say it to me. Step by step, keep your focus and just go along with that, step by step. You have your duties, you have your stuff you gotta do, and just do that step by step. All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for whoever watched, and if you did not, it's all right too, because I just now, yeah, speaking on this channel, I just have no idea what I'm doing with this channel. This is just me to actually just, what do I call it in the description? Something about my visual thoughts, but not really much visual other than me here now. Hope that's fine. Anyway, take care. Peace out. Bye.